Hi guys, my name is Nikki. I am an X-ray tech, radiologic technologist, rad tech. We have a lot of different names. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I've been in healthcare in total for about 8 years. I started right as soon as I got out of high school. I was a CNA for a couple of years. I was a patient transporter, and I worked in the front desk of radiology, so kind of been here, there, and everywhere. So what is radiographic technology? Radiographic technology involves using X-rays to create images of the inside of the body. Radiologic technologists, also known as radiographers, operate specialized equipment to capture these images, which doctors then use to diagnose different illnesses and medical conditions. What do X-ray techs do? We work closely with doctors and we do fluoroscopy procedures. We work in hospital settings, we work in clinic settings. There's also mobile X-ray techs that can drive around to different places. We assist surgeons in the operating room for surgical procedures. Some of those include neurology, orthopedics, gastroenterology, and urology. So we're in a lot of spinal cases, we're in a lot of brain surgeries, different types of leg surgeries, different extremities as well. We are also very important members of the trauma team, and we also do portable imaging exams throughout the entire hospital. So within radiology, there's a lot of career growth and development. As I said previously, you can work in a hospital, you can work in a clinic, you can move up into doing management or working in education. You can work at the X-ray schools, or you can be a clinical coordinator at the hospital that you're working at. You can also specialize in other imaging modalities, such as CT, MRI, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. But my favorite part of career growth and development is that you have opportunities to travel. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of travel nurses, and so how they go to different states, work at different hospitals. X-ray techs and MRI techs and ultrasound techs, all of us have equal opportunity to do the exact same thing. I've actually been doing that for the past 2.5 years, and I've had the opportunity to live in Chicago, Salt Lake City, Raleigh, North Carolina, and I plan on continuing to do so and to continue to travel to different places. So what kind of skills do you need to be an X-ray tech? You have to have anatomy knowledge. So since you're in an anatomy class, this is your first step and it's great. Basic physics. You have to have really good attention to detail. We're very particular about getting the perfect picture. You have to have adaptability, empathy, patience. Of course, if you're working in a hospital, definitely want to be empathetic and patient. Problem-solving skills and a good amount of medical terminology. So I included some career outlook. You have kind of the same information, those little booklets that Samantha gave out. But so the average pay for an X-ray tech, you're looking at starting off about $29.80, going up to about $37.50 depending on experience. And as you develop yourself and go back to school and get other specializations, you can make up to $40, $45 an hour. But it doesn't really stop there. So if you've been doing it for a long time, you'll definitely also get compensated for that as well. And the expected growth rate in Colorado through 2028 is about 25%, which means a huge amount of jobs for X-ray techs and other imaging modality techs are opening up. So tons of room for growth. So some areas of specialization would include CT, MRI, and these are just different types of scans that you can get. So ultrasound, mammography, radiation therapy, interventional radiology. You can also go into management or leadership. With your X-ray degree, you have also an opportunity to go get your bachelor's in healthcare administration. You can become a clinical coordinator, as I previously mentioned, which means you can work with other X-ray students. And then you can become an instructor at some of the X-ray schools that are around the area. So what are some common exams that we do every day? We do so many things every single day, which is one of my favorite parts of the job. Everything is always different. I never work 2 days that are the exact same ever. So one of the things that we do, pretty common, is a chest x-ray. These are used to diagnose things like pneumonia, fluid, collapsed lung, cancer, looking at heart size, stuff like that. When you're working in a hospital, sometimes they put lines in, so we take x-rays to make sure that we see that everything's in the correct area. Just because this is an anatomy class, some fun things about x-ray is that everything is read in anatomical position. So whereas this is the right side of the screen, this is the left side of the body. We've got extremities, hands, feet, ankles, wrists, legs, femurs, all of it, all of the above. These x-rays can be used to diagnose cancer, broken bones, obviously, and to evaluate hardware. So one of the great things about being an x-ray tech is that we also get to work in the operating room, directly one-on-one with surgeons. So let's say you come in, you have a broken arm. A lot of the times, the way to fix it is to put metal in there, like hardware, a cage or something like that. So that's kind of an example that you're gonna see right here. We get to be in the surgeries while they're putting that in. Then probably a few days after the surgery, that patient will come in and get some follow-up imaging so we can kind of see how it's working, how it's looking, if there's an infection or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. We have spine x-rays. We do these pretty often, day in and day out. Some of these can look pretty interesting. We've got, the reason that we do these most of the time is for, again, cancer, fractures, scoliosis, kyphosis, lordosis, different types of pathologies that might happen in the back. Fluoroscopy. So fluoroscopy is a type of medical imaging that works by taking multiple live x-ray images. So it kind of comes out as like an x-ray video. So you can go in and you can get your chest x-ray done, and that's just one picture and we're looking at that. Whereas we can do kind of a video x-ray, and that's what helps surgeons during the surgeries while they're putting different things such as hardware inside of the body, or in gastroenterology where we're looking at, you know, contrast go through the bile duct or something like that. In many cases in our department, we see patients that come down that might have something called dysphagia. You know, we watch them swallow things to make sure that all the pathology is correct and that, you know, they're not accidentally swallowing something and it's going into their lung, because that can happen too and make them very sick. So this is just a little video that kind of shows you what a fluoroscopy exam kind of might look like.
Okay, I just want you to look straight ahead at the wall and say candy, candy, candy.
Candy, candy, candy.
Great. I'm going to give you the cup. This is a barium liquid. I just want you to take one sip and swallow. Great. Just take a couple sips in a row like you're thirsty. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm going to give you a teaspoon of some pudding. I want you to swallow that when you're ready. Okay.
So the person who was talking in that video is a speech therapist, and so we work closely with that team as well. What they kind of do is they're going to go up in different consistencies of food, and what we're using is a contrast called barium. And so initially they're going to drink the barium just plain. We're going to see how that goes down, and then we do something where we put it on like a cracker. They have to chew that, and we just kind of see, okay, where are the problems? Is there maybe like a previous surgery? Is there cancer that might have happened that might have eroded like the esophagus, you know, different types of things that can possibly happen. So it's a really cool thing to get to do. Trauma imaging, which is my favorite part about being an x-ray tech. I love being a part of the trauma team. So I don't know if anybody's ever watched a medical show like Grey's Anatomy, and like they roll in the patient, there was a car accident, oh, we gotta go. That's X-ray. Like, we're there all the time, immediately. We're the first people in that room to get those pictures. And yes, we do see crazy things like this all the time. Very common. So we use these to see fractures, foreign bodies, and in nearly every emergency situation, the X-ray team is there to get those pictures. So just to go more into trauma imaging, in the emergency room and trauma situations, X-ray techs play a crucial role by being able to quickly capture diagnostic images and help the trauma team assess injuries and make critical decisions in real time. So if someone comes in and we can definitely see that their bone is sticking out of their leg or something crazy is going on, we're going to be the ones that are there, immediately get a picture, see what it looks like, maybe decide, hey, should we go to the OR now? Do we have time to do anything else? And stabilize that patient. What are trauma situations? You're probably going to think about maybe car accidents, falls from very tall buildings, ladders, stuff like that. Sports injuries, skiing and snowboarding is very common in Colorado. Motorcycle crashes, natural disasters, gunshot wounds, assaults, stuff like that. More than likely that was somebody who held a firework when they weren't supposed to hold the firework. We see that a lot on the 4th of July. How do you become a radiographic technologist? Well, number one, there are prerequisite courses, which I'll go over in just a second. But so you'll initially take those classes and then you'll shadow at a hospital, which is really nice, and you can do it at any point. You don't need any qualifications. All you have to do is call up the hospital, talk to their education department, and see what paperwork you have to fill out just to come in and shadow with an X-ray tech or an MRI tech or somebody and see sort of if you think that it's the right field for you. Kind of see what we do every day. We're more than happy to have anybody come in and watch. Number 3, finding the right program for you. We have so many programs. We're so lucky to be in this state that has so many amazing programs for radiology. So how long is the program? The entire program, once you get accepted to the program, 2 whole years. That's it. That's like nothing. So, but before the program, you do have to take a couple prerequisite classes. That may take you about 1 to 2 semesters to finish. I know that in high school, you are able to take some classes that might be considered AP classes or advanced placement and college preparatory courses that might actually give you credit for some of these classes, like English and college algebra and anatomy and stuff like that. So if you're capable and willing to do that, that'll get you way ahead of the game. So you're looking at college algebra, English, psych, human anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, both with the lab. Some programs want you to take the whole physics class, but most programs just want you to take the introduction to physics class. And then introduction to radiography, because it's kind of like your first course to kind of dip your toes in and see whether or not you are interested in the field. So Colorado has a lot of programs. So we have the Community College of Denver, which is where I went. We have Red Rocks Community College. We have Ames Community College. University of Colorado Anschutz is a really great program as well that's run through their actual hospital. And then we have Concord Career College and Pima Medical Institute. We have Pueblo Community College, and then also Colorado Mesa University, which is a really interesting program, and it offers a 4-year bachelor's degree in radiographic technology, but don't think that you absolutely have to have a bachelor's degree to do this. A 2-year degree is absolutely amazing and perfect as well, and most of the schools only offer a 2-year degree. That is it.